Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now, someone has been suggesting a what if down in the comments below, which I have not been seeing a lot of. I know that I'm supposed to be a creator and think, but some of the times I need direction. I need a little help in directing what type of what if you want. I know that I'm supposed to be creative with my what ifs and think up of anything else that no one has done, but still, you guys can suggest a what if, and I'll try my best to work on it. And again, I'll remark this one more time. My specialty in what ifs are more in MHA, Naruto, and DBZ, or DBS, aka Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, and any other. I know the layout better out of these three anime, but I know a few abilities of other animes as well. So yeah, anyways, let's get right into the video. This is what if Naruto was born with Ultra Instinct and was abandoned by his family. Let's get into it. So, we come to Naruto. Or, wait a minute. Let's go back a bit. As we come to everybody being known as the greatest warrior across the multiverse, Son Goku. Son Goku is on the top of a hillside. We see an old man with a white beard, awaiting his destiny to come forth and take his life. After a few minutes, Goku begins to contemplate of what's been happening throughout his livelihood. He's battled many enemies, many foes, and they have all fallen to him. Jiren, the Grand Priest, Moro, Babidi, Vegeta, Nappa, all of these enemies, all of them have knelt before him in defeat. He's looked at all that he's accomplished. He smiles, knowing that his future is now coming to an end, and he can soon join his friends. But he has a feeling in his gut that another world is consumed by pure hatred and hatred alone. So Goku gathers up the Super Dragon Balls with Beerus's help, or shall I say, the new god of destruction of Universe 7, Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans, now known as the new god of destruction of Universe 7. Universe 7 has come a long way from where it once began, from Goku being a child all the way up till now, to where Goku is an elderly old man. With Vegeta's help, they gather the Super Dragon Balls and summon Super Shenron. By now, Goku has learned the ancient language of the dragon floating before him. Galaxies floating around the Super Dragon. He asks in the ancient language to pass his soul to another universe that may need his help, may need his power and strength, his mystical powers, his ultimate power, mastered Ultra Instinct, or thinking without moving. Which, in my opinion, people have already been doing this. They move without thinking. When you think about it, people can already do this. But enough about that. You're not here to hear me explain about the human race and what they can do about Ultra Instinct. No, you're here for the what if I know that you all love. But anyways, we move on to Naruto being born. And as soon as Goku takes his last breath and closes his eyes, right as he closes his eyes and takes the last breath he could take and smiles in death, saying, "Hello, old friend." While him saying this would call back to him meeting death on multiple occasions. So anyways, as as when Naruto is being born, Goku dies right then and there. Right as he dies, his spirit and his power is passed on to Naruto. The dragon, sensing the pure hatred and the universe that needs the most help. The power transfers to Naruto right as he's being born. Suddenly, when Naruto opens his eyes just a little bit, just a tiny bit, Minato sees something extraordinary. He sees a silver glint in Naruto's eyes, seeing an angel in those eyes. But something else happens. The man known as Madara Uchiha suddenly appears before Minato and Menma and Izumi Uzumaki, the sister of Menma. Izuma is born 2 seconds before Menma, and both of them were born around, I would say, they were born a month. They were born a few years ago. So they would be 4 years old, and Naruto has just been born. So after this, the man known as Madara Uchiha would take his children hostage. He would say, "Hand over the Jinchuriki, and your children may not be hurt." Minato, damn you. As he hands over Kushina for the safety of their children, because they are the future of the Uzumaki and Namikaze clan. Kushina, knowing that she must give up her life for her children, she gladly obliges, and letting Minato know that it's okay. And so, when this happens, he alternatively takes Kushina without Minato realizing behind his back a shadow clone was happening. A shadow clone snuck up behind Minato without making any noise, suppressing the chakra. He takes Naruto. Minato, "Duh, you bastard, you said you would..." "I said I would take the Jinchuriki, but I didn't add anything else onto that." "You're gonna pay for that," Minato shouts out. "Oh, I don't think I am, fourth Hokage. I'll get you." "Oh, sure you will. Sure you will, fourth Hokage. But first, you'll have to catch me first." Before he could do anything, Madara Uchiha disappears with Kushina and Naruto, the shadow clone disappearing with Naruto, and... oh... dang. I am just getting mixed up with my words. Sorry, guys. As Madara disappears with Kushina, and the shadow clone disappearing with Naruto. Naruto wailing out, crying and crying and crying. As Obito, or Madara hides away Naruto in a special seal. In a little bit of a special seal. As when he does this, the seal hides away Naruto. And when Naruto is hidden, the seal is active. It puts a protective barrier around Naruto. It's a regeneration seal and a replenishing seal. It replenishes any energy any muscle fibers that are going away and regenerates them to the former glory of once they were. So, yeah. So when so when I would say Kushina is tied up. Still, the events happening. The Nine Tails is unleashed. The villagers are unsuspecting of what is going on behind their note, right behind them, unbeknowing that the Nine Tails has been released upon the world. They hear a loud thump and another thump coming from the west. Soon, everyone freezes and seeing a horrible sight that no one in the Leaf Village would ever want to see ever. They see one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine tails with glowing red eyes and orange fur with black outliners on the outline of the eye and ear, with white claws on the bottom feet and on the 2 feet or hands, with absolutely sharp fangs shining and glimmering in the night sky. You hear the Ninetails roar out, a gigantic roar, opening its mouth with incredible wind pressure, leaving the area, blowing and destroying houses and buildings. The Ninetails slam down on the floor, creating a miniature earthquake towards the north side of the village. It destroys anything that is unstable, like new construction buildings and other stuff. The people are panicking, and they're wondering what happened. What happened to the Jinchuriki of the Ninetails? Where is the holder of the Ninetails? What happened? Everyone is contemplating, but they don't have enough time. Everything is being destroyed. Suddenly, we transport our view to an old man in a house, putting on a helmet that protects the backside of his nape of the neck, and showing off the front part of his face with a white thing going around the collar of his neck all the way on his chest and back, with a kanji symbol on the back of something. You know, calligraphy. Japanese calligraphy or whatever. Whatever you call it, but yeah. As that happens, this, everyone knowing, is the third Hokage, known as Hiruzen Sarutobi. Hiruzen Sarutobi takes it upon himself to take brunt of this entire attack and what has happened. He orders the Jonin masters, and anyone old enough to help. The younglings, however, are held back. Guy and Kakashi try to force their way in and trying to help, but the third Hokage turns them away, saying, "No, you need to live. You need to live. You can teach the new generation, and I will not allow you to die. Now go back. Make sure everyone is evacuating to the secret bunker in the mountains below the Hokage monument." As everyone is rushing towards the Hokage monument and going in a secret bunker that is hidden by covering seals. As the Nine Tails is putting absolute havoc on the world, on this entire village, causing havoc, destruction, mayhem. People are panicking. They're heading towards the safe haven, known as the underground bunker of the Hokage monument. Now, we flash back to Minato. Minato is searching all over the place for Kushina. He finally comes across her, beaten up and drained of chakra, since the Nine Tails was forcefully ripped out of her gut. Ripping out the Nine Tails so vigorously and so fast actually puts an immense strain on the chakra reserves of Kushina, so she is barely conscious, just enough to see Minato and smile. Minato, don't worry, Kushina. I am here. I'm here for you. Don't worry. I have this under control. Kushina. Minato, where's Naruto? I don't know. I'll find him. I'll look for him. But first, I gotta take care of the Nine Tails. Then after that, I'll look for Naruto. So, when the Nine Tails is rampaging, the Akamichi clan, or known as Choji, I think. Choji. Darn it. I know I read the name down in the comments somewhere, but I just forgot the name. But whatever. Choji's clan comes in. A clan member supersizes himself up. This is Choji's father. He bashes his fist in the Nine Tails' face, sending the Nine Tails on its back. The Nine Tails quickly flipping up, getting on all fours and roaring at Choji's father. The Uchiha clan coming in with help. You hear 7 voices call out, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. As when this happens, you see 7 fireballs come out of nowhere and fly towards the Nine Tails. And yeah, the fireballs hit the Nine Tails and singe some hairs off of the Nine Tails, but not much. Not much damage is being put. So, anyway, Naruto's view. Naruto is wondering what is happening. Naruto, in his young mind, is just saddened and freaking out, crying out excessively. When a nearby Minato was just about to head out and go and tackle the Nine Tails, he hears Naruto. He looks around frantically saying, Naruto? Naruto! Where are you? I hear you, my son. Where are you, Naruto? You hear the cries of Naruto once more. Naruto! Where are you? I hear you. I'm here, my son. Where are you? As Minato is frantically looking around and panicking, he hears the cry of Naruto getting closer and closer, the direction he's heading in. He's heading in the south side of the village. He hears Naruto getting closer and closer and closer, until it feels like he's right on top of Naruto. Minato, where is he? Is he hidden behind some type of genjutsu? Or is he hidden in some type of seal? Maybe that's right. Maybe he's hidden right behind some seals, as he starts sensing around for any chakra seals nearby. And he finds out that he's standing right on top of one. He quickly looks down, feeling around for the tag as it's invisible. He feels around for the paper tag. Once he feels for that paper tag, he rips it off and crumples it and throws it away. The barrier, an invisible barrier that was that seal, comes undone. As Minato sees that, he was right on top of Naruto and he backflips off before his feet could ever get the chance to nearly flatten Naruto. He backflips, landing on 2 of his feet. Naruto. Oh, thank goodness I found you. Oh, you really had me worried there, Naruto. As when he hears his father, or his father coming a few seconds ago, when he hears his father calling out, he cries, feeling the lovingness of a father nearby. He cries harder and harder, taking in a couple of breaths and crying until he hears the footsteps. He cries one more time, and then it happens. Minato finds Naruto. Now back to the present. So when Minato finds Naruto, he goes he goes off and brings Naruto to Kushina. Nar- uh, Minato setting Naruto down in that crib, or that crib bed, or whatever. But anyways, he comes and finds Kushina and lays her down with Naruto right beside her. You know that scene where Kushina touches Naruto as a baby during the first episode? During the episode or whatever, the backstory? Yeah, that happens. Oh, Naruto. Kushina. You you had me so worried, Naruto. As Minato seeing this, saying, well, alright, I gotta go take care of some business. As he slips on the fourth Hokage's robe, the fourth Hokage written on the back of the robe, with that little connector between the that little connector between the collar and the start of the base of the neck. That little connector is connecting both sides of the Hokage robe, making sure that it's not flying off or coming undone. And so yeah. So anyways, let's carry on. So as for Naruto, he has stopped crying hearing the loving embrace of his mother, Kushina. He stops crying and he feels a warm touch on his cheek, stopping his whining and crying, finally falling asleep. So anyways, yeah, as everything happens as normal, Minato, flying Raijin, the tailed beast bomb away, teleporting that away like a few hundred a few hundred feet away, or half a mile away from the village. Yeah, since that explosion is gigantic and huge, the size of Konoha itself, he basically transports a, almost as big of an explosion as Konoha, about 2.5 miles away from the village. And even so, the lights from that explosion reach the village, though it is that far away. Just gotta pop my neck. There we go. But yeah, anyways, as when Minato seals the nine tails inside of Minato, or no, Menma, dang it. I really should come up with names that are easier to remember. You know what? I'm gonna change the name of the sister. Uh, Naruko and Menma. Naruko. So he seals 50% in Naruko and Menma, taking like 5% from both of them, putting that 5%, putting in to 10%, putting the 10% of the tailed beast chakra back into Kushina so she can live. So yeah, the 10% is put into Kushina, and now she is alive. So yes, as we skip about 40 days later, the village is still recuperating after that unexpected attack from the Ninetales. They are still recuperating from the attack. And some people are wondering what happened, as they're starting to speculate that the Uchihas did it, since they saw that the man that attacked the village was an Uchiha, or had the Sharingan. As everything as normal would happen after the Ninetales attack. Now let's skip on about half a year later. Half a year later, Naruto is about 1 year old. He's been doing a lot of things. So we skip to when Jiraiya comes. Jiraiya comes and he says, "Ah, Minato, my student, how have you been? I hear that the Nine Tails attacked. I'm sorry to hear that." Ah, no need, Jiraiya-sensei. It's okay. Huh, if you say so. But anyways, I've come here with a prophecy. A prophecy? What do you mean? The Toad Sage of the Mountain told me of a great prophecy that is to happen. It said, the Toad said, the sun or a child of the Yellow Flash will become the most strongest and save the world from a calamity that is to happen within a set time. I'm not gonna say what time it is since I'm not gonna remember. I'm gonna just say set time. And when you hear me say something like, "Oh, he said this," and yeah, because I'm not gonna remember it. I don't have that good of a memory, so I'm sorry if some of my what ifs seem unorthodox to one another. I don't have that good of a memory, but yeah, back on with the what if. So yeah. So when Minato finds this out, he finds out that Jiraiya says, "So it's either Menma or Naruto." Really? Yes. I'm adamant that it's one of those two. So we need to go on a training trip with them. I already have Tsunade here. She's just outside the room waiting for us to leave. Uh, Jiraiya-sensei, hold on. You can't really just expect me to just get up and leave my village, do you? Minato, this is for the greater good of the world we're talking about. Not just the village, but the five great nations in the world. The prophecy states that that two of your children will become the, the child of prophecy. Well, fine. If it's for the world and the safety of my family, fine. I'll go with you. But I'm gonna have to inform Haruzen about this. Alright, fine, Minato. I'll be waiting outside next to the village gates. Okay? Alright. As Jiraiya goes off, he goes off meeting Tsunade, saying, "Come on, Tsunade, let's go to the village gates." Minato says that he'll be with us in a few minutes. He just has to go inform Sensei about him leaving. Sensei? Oh, okay. Okay, Jiraiya. As we see Hiruzen Saratobi in his own house, smoking his pipe and looking at some scrolls about something. As Minato comes in, saying that he has to go. Hiruzen, what? What do you mean you have to go? As Minato explains the prophecy that Jiraiya has told him about. Well, that still doesn't give you the right to just up and leave your child, Naruto. Well, I'm sure you can take care of him, can't you? You must have the time to. Besides, it'll only be for... Hang on. Let me just do the math real quick. It'll only be for 13 years. We just need to go on a training trip is all. Then we'll be right back. Minato, do you hear what you're saying? You're talking about leaving your only child, your youngest child. He is barely 2 years old. You're talking about leaving your son, your child. I am sure that it's not gonna be that long. Promise me. I promise you. Uh, Fine. If you wish to do this, then I am taking. Then I am taking Naruto. Thank you, Hiruzen. I knew you would understand, but not for the reason that you think, Minato. I am taking Naruto out of your custody, since now that you are not the active Hokage, I am the acting Hokage now. So now that you are not the acting Kage of this village, I am taking him out of your custody. And when you come back, do not expect him to love you right away. Fine. Fine. Minato in his head. Ugh, damn you, Hiruzen. Well, whatever. I'm sure we're not gonna be that long. So as Minato gets packing and tells his two children to get ready, they're going on a training trip with Uncle Jiraiya and Auntie Tsunade. Or no, Granny Tsunade and Grandpa Jiraiya. So, yeah, when they hear this, they're absolutely happy and jumpy. They're like, yay! Because Jiraiya and Tsunade used to come and visit here and there, coming to see Menyumi and, oh no, Menma and Naruto sometimes. So yeah. So yeah. So when that happens, yeah. So as we skip a couple of years, we skip about, I would say, 3 years. 3 years. Naruto would be, he would be 4 years old. A 4-year-old Naruto would be running around the village. Since no one doesn't pay attention to him, and since a year ago, when he was just turning 1, Danzo told everyone that he was the Nine-Tails soul incarnated. And when this happened, everyone just started hating on Naruto. They just started absolutely despising him for living. So, one night, a mob of the villagers just comes down on Naruto and corners him in an alleyway. As the villagers catch up to him and saying, "Ha, caught you, you demon. You're going to die here. And now, we will have our revenge for all of those that you've killed. Get ready to die, you demon brat," as one villager and a shinobi comes with a kunai, one with an axe, and another with a sword, coming at him as Naruto puts up his hands and saying, "No, stop!" As when this happens, he doesn't feel anything. He opens his eyes. He finds out that he's in his mindscape. On the outside world, Naruto just suddenly goes limp. His body just goes limp. He closes his eyes. And when the villagers are coming at him saying, "Get ready to die!" as they're coming at him with axes, a sword, kunai in hand, coming at him with full force, Naruto suddenly dodges. His eyes are closed and his arms are limp, but he still dodges with his upper half. A villager comes up with an axe, swinging at Naruto. As soon as he takes that big swing, Naruto bends backwards. You know, like when you do like a limbo and you bend backwards and your feet are planted to the floor? Well, the bottom of his feet are planted to the floor. Chakra is being flowed to his feet, keeping him on the floor. His knees are bent. You know when you sit down and your knees are bent? Well, bend your pelvis or your spinal cord straight like you're standing, while your feet are still planted and your knees are bent. He's like dodging like that. He bends backwards with closing his eyes. The villager. "Oh, what the hell? Demon, how did you do that? Tell me now, before I kill you!" As he doesn't answer, his eyes are still closed. And when he opens them, they reveal the silver eyes of Ultra Instinct. The silver eyes known as Ultra Instinct. Suddenly, an overwhelming force takes over his body. His muscles are getting a little bit bigger minute by minute. His muscles are intensifying and getting harder. And when another villager comes at him and trying to kill him, going for the back of his head, Naruto bends his head forward and like looking like he's bowing. He's bowing forward, and yeah, the villager or the shinobi misses his strike on the back of his head, saying, "What the hell? How are you doing this, demon? How are you doing this? You're supposed to be a demon. You're supposed to be weak. How are you doing this?" The shinobi getting angrier and angrier by the second. Finally, Naruto, or seems to be an unconscious Naruto, opens his eyes, revealing the Ultra Instinct, or UI. I said that before, I know I did. I just have a little bit of a problem with it. I repeat some things, alright? And I'm sorry if I repeat them over and over, and I know you heard them before. But that's like a personal problem with me, since I have like a bit of trouble with it. So yeah, enough about me. So as when the next villager or a villager and a shinobi come at him at the same time, in his in the time frame, suddenly as they get closer and closer, time seemingly stops. For Naruto, everyone else is moving in absolute pure super slow-mo. It almost looks like time is froze completely, but they're moving inch by inch, very slowly. So, when this happens, Naruto just moves around them. A foreshadowing of himself happens. Like foreshadowing, like showing off like a version of himself behind himself, like fading out. So, a version of himself fades out. Like, you know, like Quicksilver, or when you move so fast in time and you look at your hands, you wave your hands and like an imprint or a faded out version of your hand is like following the other just a few seconds behind. It's like that. So his body, his physical body is moving faster, while his imagery is moving a few seconds behind. So it looks like two or maybe five Narutos are moving at the same time, just a few seconds behind one another. The real Naruto's body hits the villager with such force. It looks like his hand is going right through his gut, but his gut is stretching out to proportions. You know, like like 16 or 17, I think it was, maybe. But you know that scene where that girl android punches Vegeta so hard her hand comes out the backside of Vegeta or something like that? Yeah, that's what happens. He flicks the shinobi in the neck and then pokes his eyes. And then he punches him in the face. And when that happens, he just starts going ham, like going crazy. He just like starts putting everyone down. He just starts going crazy. He just punches everyone down in a moment's notice. Everyone in that alleyway is either knocked out or killed in the such force that it was. So yeah, as Naruto opens his mouth and roars, his voice roaring, there's another one on top of it. This is the power of Ultra Instinct. The voice over Naruto's other voice is the voice of an angel, or something like it. But there are two voices roaring or screaming at the same time. They scream out a large roar with, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. You know when Goku was roaring, you hear like a second voice over it? That's the thing. But yeah, anyway. So when this happens, Naruto, the villagers who are remaining, or the few remaining in that alleyway, piss themselves, basically. They begin running away, saying, "We're sorry, we'll never come at you again. Just please don't hurt us," as they run off and into the other way, as this Ultra Instinct Naruto, or UI Naruto, just goes. He leaves. He leaves off to go like, he leaves off to go. He leaves to his apartment. Since in this, the third Hokage is more generous and more caring for Naruto. So when this happens, the third Hokage gives him a little bit more money and stuff, all of that. Naruto is just an innocent boy. He acts like one, but sometimes he's a little bit of a prankster, but not as much. But still. Ugh. Oh man. But yeah. But yeah, hang on. So when Naruto, we skip ahead a few years again, just to get speeding on with the what if. We skip to when Naruto is around 10 years old. 10-year-old Naruto, you know the whole shtick with Hinata happens. He saves her, but in this, I'm gonna make this an interesting ship. In this, something else happens than rather Hinata liking Naruto. Instead of what happened instead of Hinata was Sakura. Now I know everyone might not agree with this ship, but I think it's alright. I don't really much care for Sakura's uselessness. I don't care for any of that. You can say, "Oh, she's so annoying. Oh, she's this, she's that. Oh yeah, this and that." I do not care. People can change. As you can see in later on in Shippuden, she punched Kaguya, which was helpful in getting Kaguya sealed again. Boruto, she done like plenty, like defeating a few enemies and all that. She's still useful. People change with time. But instead of this, she changes way earlier. So when these kids are like, or this fan group is like bullying Sakura, like they're going in ham, like they're just bullying her without any remorse. You know, she's like crying and stuff. But suddenly Naruto comes in, saying, "Hey, leave Sakura alone." Since Naruto knowing who Sakura is, him not having like, "Oh, I'm gonna marry you one day," like that thing with him, like that obsession of winning Sakura's heart. No, he doesn't have that right off the bat. He doesn't have that. No. He doesn't have any sort of love interest at the moment. But in the future, it's gonna be Sakura X Naruto. This is an interesting one since I have not done a ship in one of my videos yet. Now for the person who suggested this idea, my guy, I noticed that you have a YouTube channel, and I would suggest you create your own what ifs as well. I mean, like, you don't have anything on your channel, and I would suggest maybe upload a video or two or something. Because I would surely love to see your work. See what your take is on some of these what ifs. Maybe someday, maybe we can do like a combination of what ifs. Like I do the first part, you do the second. But yeah, just a suggestion. That's what I would love to see from you. And I know that you've been begging me to do this. So this is what you wanted and I'm giving it to you. Hopefully that you would return that favor. Hopefully you would return the favor in what I've asked you and what I would want. But anywho, enough about that. Back to the what if. So, when Naruto comes in, he notices beforehand, like way before all of this happened, before this happened, the night before, or I would say 2 months before this happened. This is what would happen before the 2 months. 2 months before this would happen. Naruto would sleep. He would come home very lazy and very tired from running away from all of those villagers. This would be about, I would say, a week after he beat and killed some of those villagers and shinobis. 2 weeks before. So yeah. So anyway, so when that happens, he would go to sleep. Naruto would go to sleep, and this would happen. Hang on. As when he's in his mindscape, he sees an outline of a masculine person in the distance. As when this person steps forth, you see a foot outlining a foot with a white and blue aura. This would be Goku. As he steps forth, saying, "Hey, so you're my reincarnation. So you are the one to inherit my power. I gotta say, you're pretty small, kid, and you're not too physically fit, but hey, I'm not beggar chooser, but still. Anyway, my name is Son Goku. What is yours?" As Naruto would be on the defense, saying, "Who are you? No, wait. He just said who he is. As he would say, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Huh, that's pretty a weird name. Scratching the back of his head, smiling like an idiot like he is. As he would be dressed out in this outfit, the Dragon Balls hanging in a necklace with the great ape on his shoulder, two dragons on his knees, arm guards on his wrists, and armor on his legs, with the toes exposed with some fur. He'd mastered the Ultra Instinct within, I would say, 50 years. He would take about 50 years to understand and get the flow, like handling the power, the overwhelming force, all of that, mastering it. But yeah, so he would go into this great ape form. He would master the great ape form with Ultra Instinct. The great ape is a 10 times booster. And I believe for this universe, I'm going to say that Ultra Instinct is 150 times booster. So adding on 10, that would be 150. Adding on 10 more, I think that would be... Hang on. I think I got it. If I'm not wrong, and if I messed up my math, I'm sorry. Someone correct me down in the comments. But I think if I have it right, it would be 160 times. Adding on 10 on the 150. Adding on 10, that would be 160. So this would greatly improve his power. Momentarily even becoming the ruler of the multiverse for a couple of years. Long after Chi died, he would become the multiverse king for a little bit. But not for long. He would become it for, like, I would say 60 years. He would be the king of the multiverse for 60 years, deciding that this is not the life he would want. So he asked the Grand Priest to bring back Zeno, or asking the dragon to bring back Zeno, but make Zeno an adult and make him more wiser. Making him bigger, making him wiser, and not like a kid. Since that would happen, he would ask the dragon to give him the king's power back and make him immortal again. In doing so, it would make him younger again, but keeping his power. So he would be set back about, I would say, 56 years? 50 to 80 years back. So he would look younger again, but his muscle mass is still there, his power and his speed, his strength is all there, but he just looks younger. As he explains his amazing routes, his universal travels, traveling to multiverses, other universes, all of that, seeing the action, seeing the experience of combat, gathering all the knowledge that he could, becoming old again. He would be landing around 161. He asked for a little bit of somewhat of an immortality to keep it prolonging his life a little longer than the usual Saiyan. Like when a Saiyan hits a certain age, they start rapidly aging quick and speeding up their death. Since they live up to be like, they look like they're like in their 20s, but they're in their 50s. So they look like they're in their 20s still, but they're in their 50s. When they hit a certain age, they start rapidly aging faster and faster until they die. So he asked for somewhat of an immortality to prolong his life a little longer so he can learn everything that he can. But yeah. So Goku can still be an idiot, that lovable idiot that he is sometimes here and there, but when he's serious, when he gets serious, he is a wise old sage. He takes on the personality of a wise old sage and getting serious. You know, like talking serious, talking in a low tone, squinting his eyes in seriousness. You know, that stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah. Afterwards, yeah. So, once Naruto heard this entire amazing story of his travels, he would start asking questions of what happened. But you can probably speculate of what happened over those years and years that he's been alive. He's become wise. He's become a true man. So yeah. So when he stops talking and saying like, "So, you are the one to inherit my power." Huh. It seems this world is pretty strange, I'm not gonna lie. This world is much different from my own. I already know everything there is to know about your world, and what the prophecy states. Oh, oh man. Sorry, guys. Uh, what do you mean, prophecy? Oh, well, you're gonna find that out on your own. After all, the experience of learning is something not to be taken lightly. It's better to learn from experience yourself than rather having someone else tell you. If I did that, well, then I wouldn't be a very good father, would I? As Goku has fathered many children throughout his universe. Though Chi-Chi in the afterlife did not like it, she realized he's gotta have, like, a big lineage to keep his memory going. So, at first, she wasn't really happy with it, but after that, she started understanding why he did it. To prolong his legendary stories, telling his children about his travels, all of that, before he died. So yeah. So Goku's like lineage and his successors, yeah, his legacy is not gonna die out anytime soon. There's gonna be like 100 Saiyans throughout the universe. Some are girls, some are boys, you know, the regular boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. He has like about, I would say, 60 boys and 70 girls, and the rest you could probably make out with all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, yeah, back to the what if. So, when Naruto hears his story about all this travels, all of his experiencing the greatness of travels, having that cat mask on him, his grandfather's cat mask, a monkey bow staff, since he's become the god of monkeys. Since there already is like a god of monkeys, you already know it, Enma, the Monkey King, but he's become like the god of monkeys since he's like an ape. So yeah. So he's always covered in fur and always has Ultra Instinct active. The armor that you see on his shoulders, on his kneecaps, on his legs, and on his wrists, those are dragon scales. So yeah, the bow staff with the metal, the gold on it, all that stuff. The dragon balls and a necklace on his neck, and yeah. So, yeah, Naruto would just be looking at him in awe. Like, this man is indefinitely a legend amongst legends. Like, this man is basically a god in his eyes. Like a true god. No one can stand up to him. Not even the Otsutsukis. Maybe, maybe the Otsutsuki King if Goku were holding back all the way to 0.00000000000 100 zeros later, 0.000.1 micro point back. He's holding back that much. He would probably stand toe to toe, but not for long. But yeah. So yeah, that's his power scaling. But for Naruto, it's not going to be all that much, but still pretty overpowered, not gonna lie. By the end of this, Naruto and the Otsutsuki King are going to be able to stand toe to toe for like days on end. Until Naruto would win because he has more stamina. But yeah, that's spoilers for a future fight that I'm probably going to have. But yeah, enough about that. Enough about that. Enough of spoilers that I'm going to give you guys. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No spoilers. But yeah. Um, man. Ow. Oh. Oh. Sorry, guys. Oh. Just got a little bit of annoyance going on in my body. Ugh. Ow. Ugh. Oh, that's better. Ugh. But yeah. So he says to Naruto he has become a god and still has a little bit of essence of that godly stature. From him becoming the universal king, he has like a little bit of essence of the universal king in his blood. A little bit. He wanted to keep the power of creation in his hands. He said to Naruto he wanted to train him himself. He wanted to train him himself. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, about Naruto. So Goku tells Naruto that he's gonna create a gateway. He's gonna create his own dimension in about like 24 hours, which in the mindscape would be around, in the real world, it would be around 10 seconds, but inside the dreamscape, it would be 24 hours. Goku would have to imagine the Earth, imagining the compounds, the structures, all of that stuff. The training, the materials, like creating an indestructible material. All that stuff. Preparation. So in the mindscape, that would be like 24 hours. In the real world, 10 seconds. He tells Naruto to go at this spot in the village. And by the time he gets there, it should be ready. A gateway would open and you would step in so they can meet face to face. Since he's like technically sort of a god in his own right. He can transcend death itself. So yeah. So when Naruto wakes up the next morning, he does what Goku asked. He did what Goku asked. So he went to the spot. Suddenly, a gateway opened up. A gigantic gateway opened up. And when that happened, Naruto would step through and he would see Goku standing there with the bow staff on his back and his armor, all of this. You see all of this like design. You see all of this, all of that. He's wearing all of this, having having Ultra Instinct active at all times. Naruto just feeling the essence of Goku's power, feeling the overwhelming force of a deity right in front of him, feeling the overwhelmingness of the power, the absolute power and strength behind those eyes. So yeah. So he told Naruto that he would be training him for 166,000 years. Naruto big-eyed, "What? I can't live for that long." "No, no, no. You have me mistaken. You're gonna live that long because of my will to keep you alive that long. My power allowed me to create the gateway inside of this little dimension that I created inside of your mindscape. My essence of power is slipping out of you, which is how I got the gateway to open in the first place." Uh, oh. So I'm still dead. I'm still dead, but right now what you're looking at is my physical form. Inside here, it's gonna be hundreds of years and seconds. In here, 6 seconds is 100 years. 6 seconds on the outside world, it's 6 seconds. In here, it's 100 years. So these years are gonna go by quick. That's how I'm gonna train you in how to use the power, how to suppress your power, and how to be just like me. How to be wise. How to be a god. I'm gonna teach you everything I know within all of these years. I'm gonna take it step by step. 1 year, I'm gonna teach you. In 1 year, I'll teach you the way of how to be a god. You really will? Yes. Did I ever said I was gonna lie? No, I just didn't expect this. Well, no one truly ever expects anything. That is why it's called a surprise. But anyway, let's get to training, shall we? So, we skip about a third of the way in. Naruto has been training in knowledge about his world, since Goku immediately got all the information about the past and what's going to happen in the future. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up some philosophies. This is one of the many philosophies that Goku has been taught. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were the day before. I think I read that right. Than you were the day before. Yeah. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than than you were the day before. You must better yourself, better one's spirit, and focus on your own pain. Pain is your friend. Pain is your family. Pain is telling you that you are not dead yet. It tells you. It tells you this, so you need to survive. Yeah, here it is. I think I read it right. Pain is your friend. Is all else. Pain tells you when you have been wounded badly, but you know what the biggest thing about pain is? It tells you you are. It tells you you are alive. That's what it tells you. So when Naruto is feeling like all of this pain coming from his body, Goku looks at him and tells him the philosophy that you see on screen. He tells him all of this. He says, it tells you that you are alive, and that you must survive, thrive, and better yourself from these experiences. Here's another saying: destroy everything that destroys you. Destroy the one thing that destroys you. As yeah. He says, you do everything you do. Why is that? What do you want to achieve? I want to become the strongest that there could be out there. You want to be the strongest. Huh. That is a worthy achievement. So, once you are set on your goal, are you gonna give up? No, I will not. Are you gonna give up in the face of destruction? No. Are you going to give up near your success? No! I will never give up. That's because I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I never give up. There you go. Now, on to your next few 100 years of training. Training your mind. Making you smarter than you are. More cunning to the situations that you are put in at hand. Yes, sir, I am ready for anything. Alright. Your mind is the best weapon. If you know how to wield your weapon, then you will be able to accomplish anything in your road. So do well in these teachings that I teach you. You hear, boy? Yes, I do, Sensei. I hear you. Good. Let's get on with this training. Yeah, the next few years, or a few 100 years of training, go with him like with the shinobi tests, like the past, what you know about your heritage, the past, the clans, the regular stuff that you need as a ninja, but it's times 10, making sure that you know anything about the subject, like you know everything that there is about the subject at hand. Like, you know everything about the Uchihas, you know everything about the Uzumakis, Namikazes, and Senjus. You know about the clans, you know how the inner workings of each village works. You know the history of each village. You know the history of your own, of your world. You know the history of the Sage of Six Paths and the mother of the Sage. And you know the future. Well, he knows a little bit about the future, but not everything about the future. Just a little bit. The next few hundred years go on and on. In the real world, it's about like half a day. It's been like half a day in the real world. So yeah, the training goes smoothly. Naruto has been taught everything. Like, he's been taught how to fight properly, all these fighting forms, the monkey form, which is just like wild attacks, like confusing your enemy, Tai Chi, what else? What else? Tiger style, crane style, snake style, mantis style. All of these styles of fighting he's been taught. So yeah. Anywho, hmm. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make this a one shot. I'm gonna try my best to make this the beautifulest one shot that you'll ever hear. But yeah. But if you want this to go on for like part two, I'm probably gonna end it at part two since I don't have that much on my mind. So yeah. So anywho, yeah. So as all of these years go by, he teaches him enter, how to enter that what's it called again? Ultra instinct. He teaches him how to enter ultra instinct. He teaches him how to enter it, how to turn it off, how to make it second nature to like how to make it second nature to well, yeah. He teaches him how to make it second nature to turn it off and on command. So yeah, he teaches him how to control it properly, how to make it how it is, and all that. So yeah. Uh, so his muscles are more refined. They're more intense, but not as intense as you might think. The muscle fibers are more condensed and smaller, but the power, the physical power, it's absolutely monstrous. The physical power of Naruto is unchallenged. So yeah. So yeah. Uh so yeah. Uh After all of this, Goku says, "I think you are ready." Am I? Well, that's unless you can test my power. Oh, you're on, old man. Old man? Huh. How rude. Well then, let's test your power then. Alright, here I come. As Naruto instantly transmissions over to Goku. Goku, nearly seeing this coming, narrowly blocking a punch. Oh, you're fast, aren't you? Alright, well, let's go then! As they throw a punch at each other. You know that Vegeta and Goku punch? They scratch against each other's like arms and punch each other in the face, sending both of them flying off, flying away from each other. So yeah. So yeah, their power clashing against one another is breaking the dimension that they're in. The power beginning to leak out and starting to leak into the real world. Everyone feeling uneasy, feeling this intense power coming out of nowhere. People have been feeling so uneasy they begin to rush home. Suddenly, the sage feels it. The sage feels the power of the god of the monkeys, or the god of the reality of Goku's. Feeling the power of a god, basically, the true power of a godly person nearby. So yeah. Oh, oh man. Oh dude. Oh man. So tired. I know it's like middle of the day where I'm at, and some of you are probably watching this at night. Maybe. Probably. Probably not. But yeah. But hopefully my your expectations for this what if have been succeeded. And I hope you like it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all of that beautiful stuff down below. Of course, this is not the end of the what if, of course. I'm just telling you to go do that now while you still have the chance. So yeah. So yeah. So when they finally come to the climax of their battle, Naruto and Goku are both bloodied up and beaten. Both of them. Both of them were pretty evenly matched. That's until Naruto went in for the final shot and stuck his hand through Goku's gut. Ugh. Though I'm already dead, ugh, I can still feel that. And oh my god, my god, kid, you have some power on you, don't you? Ugh, you're ready. I've taught you everything that I know. I taught you all that I could in my time. Now, it's your time to shine on your own world. Show them who you are. Show them the true might of you, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Show them their true power. Your true power. You hear me? Yes, Sensei. I will. Uh, well, after this, I highly doubt that our paths will meet again. So I just wanted to let you know that I am proud of you. I am very proud of you. All the time that we've spent together, I'm proud of what you've become. You have become my successor of my power and the rightful owner of it. Do not do what you wish with this power. Do good with it, is my advice to you, my pupil. Just know, I'll always be watching in the afterlife. And I'll see you later. Okay? Naruto beginning to be teary-eyed at his master finally withering away after all these years. Well, he's not really crying as much as you might think. Since they've been together for that long, Goku has been teaching him how to take death. How to take it. You know, like, don't cry, because you're gonna meet them later on. When you die, you meet the other in the other life. So he makes sure to keep Naruto remembering that. To not cry. It is not the end, but it is a new beginning. So yeah, as he bows to Naruto and he begins to fade away, smiling while he does so. So yeah, as Goku ascends to the other planes, he meets up with Chi-Chi, him nearly crying seeing her. Chi-Chi, I am home. Chi-Chi, yes you are, Goku. Yes you are. Smiling while touching his face. You can rest now, Goku. You don't have to worry. I feel like I've made the right decision, Chi-Chi. Do you think so? Yes, Goku, of course. I support your decision in giving your power to that boy. I feel he is gonna be something great. She smiles, looking at him. So yeah. So yeah. So after that, Naruto finally comes out of that dimension, the piece of the power of creation still in his hands. Remember, this is Goku's power. His power is just passed on to Naruto. So he still has the aspects of creation from becoming the king of the multiverse. The multiverse king, you know? So yeah. So he still has the power of creation, and he's essentially became a god. So yeah, he conceals his power only to nothingness. In all these years, all of these thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, he taught him how to use chakra as well. As when Goku first came upon chakra, he instantly mastered it and made it go all the way to the point of the Otsutsuki King level of mastery over chakra. The different chakra types, mastering it to its max, and all that stuff. So yeah, when this happens, Naruto, he goes off. And after that, we come back to the present, where Naruto scares off those kids. Like, He tells him to leave Sakura alone, as that was the time skip of the entire thing in between those 2 months. You know? The time skip I said earlier? But yeah, as, yeah. So yeah, when, Sakura sees this, she's wondering why. Why is he protecting her? Naruto, are you hurt? Holding out his hand. I really hate seeing people hurt, especially people I like. So, are you okay? But anyway, I guess I'll see you around then. Bye. As when she sees this, she begins to blush. She doesn't know why she's blushing though. She says, "Why am I blushing? Especially to Naruto of all people. Why am I blushing? Do do, do I like Naruto?" As she says in her own head, "No, I couldn't. I like Sasuke-kun." As when she says that, she starts to realize something. She starts to contemplate what she's been doing. The past few years of her life, she's just been, simping over Sasuke. She starts to contemplate, is Sasuke-kun really worth it? Is she is he worth it all? Is he worth all of this time and effort if he's not even gonna bother acknowledging her? She asks. As she says in her own head, why why do I care for someone who d- doesn't even care for me? As she starts to realize that Sasuke does not love her. Neither does he love anyone else around him. Besides, yeah, as when he leaves, the whole, like, Uchiha massacre happens. All of that happens. So, yeah. Man, hopefully I'm giving you guys a really good what if. Because I'm starting to run out of energy. But yeah, after this, she would start to realize Naruto's feelings and starting to realize her own feelings of why she blushed. So yeah. So as she begins to realize all of this, she starts to actually start wondering if Naruto's like a good guy. Like, she's only heard stories from her mother that Naruto is the Nine Tails demon. But what he did, what he did for her that day, it proves that he's not a demon. But it only proves that he is a really nice guy. And she starts to realize this. And she starts, starting to like Naruto. She realizes her feelings for him. So, the next time she sees him, she'll try and be more nice. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, when this happens, Naruto, he would start, traveling around the village, saying hi to Sakura every now and then. They would start to grow a little bit closer. They would hit it off as friends, good friends, best friends actually. The more and more times they start hanging out, Sakura begins to realize that Naruto's a really good guy. Everyone is just spouting nonsense about him being a demon, when in reality, he's just a really good guy and a nice guy to, if you had the time and getting to know him, you would see it as well. You would see the kindness in his heart. The smile that he gives would give warmth to the coldest of hearts. The darkest hour, he would drive out the demons away. The darkest hour of your life, he would drive out the demons away and give you a birth of a sun in the sky. So yeah. So anyway, when oh man, Sakura would actually start loving Naruto, loving him for his personality. He's such a good guy and a nice guy. So yeah, every time when she wants to confess, she would chicken out because she didn't have the guts to say it right then and there. She doesn't know why, but she wants to keep this friendship going and going until they start liking each other, because right now Naruto doesn't really like Sakura that much. Like that much to say, "Oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend" right off the start. No. You gotta build up that relationship with a friend. When you start moving on to having a relationship, loving relationship, and having that, you gotta build that relationship with that special someone in your life. So yeah. So when Sakura and Naruto are just hanging out, being best friends, kidding around, doing all that, playing around, doing the usual best friend shtick. You know what I'm talking about? Most of you guys have that special someone, your best friend, our, that best friend in your life, the one that's always there for you when you're sad in the darkest hour. So yeah. So after this, Naruto would go around the village, going around here and there, and when the academy rolls around, Naruto's in the academy. A 10-year-old Naruto would be more tame he would be more wiser and smarter about everything he does. He would be wiser, smarter, and, you know, the wiseness, all of that. So, yeah, he did all of this stuff for all of that. And, yeah. So, after when they're at the academy, Naruto helps out Sakura in training, helping her out in like taijutsu, genjutsu, and jutsu alone, you know? Sh Helping her out with her chakra reserves and everything. Saying that he loves helping out his friends, you know? And in this, he's best friends with Choji and, what was his name? Shikamaru Nara? Yeah, Shikamaru Nara, uh, Choji Akamichi, I think, and Kiba Inuzuka. Yeah, yeah, I think. Yeah, the trio. Kiba, Choji, and Shikamaru, and Sakura. And surprisingly enough, Hinata. And in this, it's Hinata x Kiba. Since I don't really agree with that ship all that much, like, in some what ifs, it just leaves like a bad taste in my mouth every time when I see the ship Kiba and like Kiba and Hinata. It just leaves like a bad taste in my mouth thanks to the other what ifers. Like, they make Hinata so venomous and so hateful in other what ifs with that ship. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But for this, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it some good. But yeah. Anyway, uh, Naruto, he would train all of them and help them out, putting on some training weights like Rock Lee, helping them out in their physical look, telling Sakura a personalized training way how to train. He tells her to do all of this stuff and keep doing it. Then you'll get some results in your bodily structure. You'll get some muscle on you and all that stuff. Make sure to eat healthy. And that's what Naruto's been doing. Like, he eats super healthy. Like salads and stuff, some meat, all of that healthy stuff that you need for your body to grow. So for this, Naruto would be around 5'6". I don't think that's like good enough. Like 5'6". I don't think like that's a good height. But I'm gonna say that's what he is. Like 6'8", 6 feet 5 inches. Yeah, I think that's a good enough stopping point. 5 feet 6 inches. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. 5 feet 6 inches. So yeah. Uh. So when Naruto was doing all this stuff like helping out Kiba, Choji, Shikamaru, and Sakura, like he was doing all of this to help out his friends. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, uh, what else? What else? What else? What else? So the teams would be chosen, and in this, it's Team Seven: Sakura, Sakura Haruno, Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha. And in this, I'm gonna have it to be like Sasuke is like cons- hmm. I don't know what to do with this what if for now. But right now, I think that's a good time to stop. And Hoe, hey, my friend who begged me for this what if. Since I see you saying, please, 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 just spamming please down in the comments. Could you go to AR Legends and ask him to, like, check out this YouTube video? I want to see how he sees it. Like, did I do good enough? Did I do good in the background story, adding in some, like, stuff, you know? I want to get AR Legends, like, his view of this, like, what if. I want to see if I did good enough. From one of my idols of having one of my idols view this has been like a dream come true. And like Wild Card, AR Legends, those are two of my idols that I've idolized for my what ifs and all that. Like, they're the ones that got me to start all of this, do my YouTube channel, doing my what ifs, doing what I love. Since I love doing what ifs, like, you don't know how much I love doing them. Like, I do them in the background. Like, when I'm not recording, I'm doing what ifs. I'm doing, like, really good what ifs. Like, explaining technology, explaining all of this stuff in the back. Explaining it all. You know? So, it would really help me if you would do this for me. So please, I ask you, notify AR Legends. Ask him about this YouTube video, and I just want to get his opinion because he's my idol. I idolized him for what he did in his what ifs. Sure, they're obnoxious and, like, funny. The stuff with the Haruno stuff. I love his little quotes and all that. All of his, like, funniness, adding, like, really good stuff in his what ifs. So it would really help me out if you would um, ask him to check out this YouTube video. So yeah, enough about that. Remember, everyone, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.